Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, kindness and compassion is definitely needed in the world. It is like a glue that can bring people together. It can dissolve the division. It can dissolve the hatred, violence in people. It is definitely important, and we see the importance in kindness and compassion because we have seen the result from the act of kindness and compassion. It can make people cry in a good way. It can make people soften. It can make people understand. We have seen the positive change from the act of kindness and compassion. Now, it is good. Definitely it is good. Now, when we start to involve in the spiritual practice, when it comes to spiritual freedom, then we must also need to investigate why we are involving in this healthy layer of kindness and compassion. If you don't understand the deeper reason for being kind and compassionate, then it's easy to just entangle ourselves in the mental construction and emotional construction. And kindness and compassion already is coming from the place of emotional construction. And spiritual freedom is about going beyond the mental and emotional construction, not just working on the negative construction, but also looking into the positive construction and figuring out the deeper reason behind our positive movement in life. The duality has to be dissolved. The dark side and the light side both has to be dissolved to figure out the truth of who we are. So just aligning with the positive movement is not gonna help us figure out the truth of who we are. Again, it definitely helps us to make the positive movement in the world. But that doesn't help us. The outside shift is not going to help us to dissolve the fear and conflict within, isn't it? You can see in your own life. Notice you have been participating with the kindness and compassion for years and years. You have devoted your life to kindness and compassion, and you know it's helpful, you know it works. But from that work, have you ever able to dissolve your fear in your life? Now, your kindness and compassion work has itself become a conditioning in you that if you don't participate to that, you already feel divided in you. Kindness and compassion work has made you somewhat forget the issue, forget the fear. The kindness and compassion work, the act help you to soften, help you to see the fun in that. But the freedom is not softness. Freedom is not fun. Freedom is about seeing things as they are. So, if you have been part of the kindness and compassion movement for decades and decades, your whole life, you ask yourself, am I free from my mind? Am I free from the fear? Or do I know the truth of who I am without the act of kindness and compassion? It's very good to investigate. Investigating ourselves is the way to understand the nature of the mind. Thoroughness is needed to figure out who we are. Not on the outside movement, but the inside. Again, kindness and compassion is 100% needed in the world. I'm not against that movement. It is needed. And by the way, kindness and compassion is the byproduct of the truth. Kindness and compassion is coming from the understanding yourself and the world. But the understanding comes from realizing the truth. When you are in the journey to figure out the truth of who you are, you understand yourself. You understand your entanglement. You understand your fear. You understand your conflict, the reason behind the conflict. When you are moving backward to understand yourself, to see your true self, you understand the layers, why you hold on to it. You understand the world. The backward movement help you understand yourself and the world. And from that understanding, there is that movement of kindness and compassion in the world. If we are lacking to figure out the truth of who we are, then our act of kindness and compassion is coming from the place of agenda. Isn't it? Take a look at yourself and ask yourself, isn't that coming from the place of agenda? Your kindness and compassion is coming from the place of fear. Ask yourself, why am I being kind and compassionate? You will see your compassionate is coming from the place of fear if you really look into it. Don't just go align with the meaning that you have given. Why you being kind and compassionate? If you see the positive meaning behind your kind and compassion, now ask yourself why you are associating with that meaning. Why do you have the meaning behind your kind and compassionate? Why can't you just be compassionate, be kind without the meaning? Can you do that? Right now, no. You are just copying and paste. You have copied the movement from the world. You have pasted that movement in yourself, and you're moving with that from that copy and paste movement. But you don't see the deeper reason behind being compassionate kindness. And not just moving from the deeper reasoning, but the real kind and compassion, it has to come from no meaning. No meaning means no agenda. Has to come from the place of truth. That's where we supposed to move from when we align with the compassion work. When we move with those layers. When we add those layers. So every drop of kindness, compassion is good in the world. We should always do that. But also we must realize why we're doing it in the first place. What's the reason behind me moving with the act of kindness and compassion? Why? I'm not asking you to give up your kind and compassionate movement. You do that. You be that. But at the same time, you must investigate the deeper reason behind your movement, so you are not lost in the movement that you're creating. You're making sure that when something goes wrong, make sure you're not forgetting your own kindness and compassion, and the situation is not making you violent. It's so easy for people who are associated with the kindness and compassion can make the people violent, can make people hate. So that can happen when you're just moving with the agenda without seeing the truth of who you are. And we can see that in the world. So it is true that if you're moving with agenda of kindness and compassion, if something happens in your life, that situation can make you forget the kindness and compassion towards yourself and towards the world. So not to fall in that trap, invite yourself to